I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Just a reminder that the meeting is recorded. We have no public hearing or old business to look at. Could I start with a motion to approve the agenda for new business?
Make a motion to approve the agenda with one change, and that would be to move the proclamation related to National Disability Employment Awareness Month to the third item after approval of the Bollinger Enterprises Incorporated cleaning agreement.
Okay. Second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor of approving the agenda, please state aye.
Aye.
All right. First item of business will be the approval of the minutes from our September 13th meeting. Have you both had a chance to review them?
I have. Make a motion to approve the September 13th minutes as read.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Fiscal report. Should I just do that, I guess? General fund account, we have 1.6 million, which is pretty much where we were last year. The Erie Bank account is down to 120 or 30,000, which is simply low because of the inter-fund transfer that we made. Cash flow projection out of the general fund will be 264,000 in payroll, healthcare 29,000 for projected balance of 1.35 million. Judy, do you want to? We're at the
Payroll's okay.
We're at the Good. You're welcome to do the report.
You want me to start?
Just start from the beginning.
Okay, the cash balance in the general fund account, $1,662,328.71. In the Erie Bank general fund account, $129,915.33 for a grand total of $1,792,244.04. Coming out of the general fund account this week would be our payroll. Yes, good. $264,669.89. And our health care this week, which is actually pretty low for the health care, $28,741.42, leaving us a projected balance of $1,368,917.40. We haven't taken any more on the tax anticipation note. It stays the same at $3.5 million. And the amounts in the Erie Bank account for the debt fund repayment are both just around $2,500.
Very good. Any questions on the report? Then I would entertain a motion to approve it.
I'll move to approve the fiscal report as read.
I'll second it.
Very well. We have a motion and a second to approve the fiscal report as stated. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Approved unanimously. All right, next on the agenda, approval of the BEI cleaning agreement. Would you like to kick off the conversation, Commissioner Eccleston, since you led the spearheaded the charge?
Yeah.
If you want to turn it over to Mr. Clark as you see fit.
Well, Mr. Clark will be a part of the presentation, certainly. Yeah. What is it, 2 months ago, I want to say or several months ago, we put out the cleaning services at the courthouse for a bid. We had two bids. One was bonded, the other one was BEI. Although at the time we ended up going with bonded services or continuing service with them, we started to have a discussion prompted partially by Commissioner Kafferlin and then by myself about since the bids were identical, incorporating BEI into what we do at the courthouse. At the time, we had a lot of questions because we knew that their service was a little bit different than everybody else's, and so we wanted to, figure out a way to do what we could to, or what accommodations would be necessary in order to incorporate BEI into the cleaning program here. Over the past couple of months, we've had very good conversations about it, and I'm very pleased today to state that we have an agreement that's up for a vote today in order to have BEI start their cleaning program in the courthouse sometimes toward the end of November, after Thanksgiving. I'm very grateful to Bonded for their service over the past few years. They've been very understanding in this transition. I'm also very excited to get this program underway, as this is going to be a wonderful opportunity for persons with disabilities, people that work with BEI, to integrate themselves into the workforce and provide a service to county government that's going to be fully integrated. And so on a daily basis, they'll be spending time within the courthouse, cleaning, working with staff, doing a lot of different things within the courthouse. And so with that, I would ask Dr. Clark, if you would, to say a few words related to your plans and your interests.
As you know, Governor Wolf emphasized that the state of Pennsylvania is to move towards an employment-first state and encouraging companies to hire individuals with disabilities as part of that governor's decree. And it's nice to see that the county is moving in that direction. I know at the federal government level, they have the goal of 15% of their federal employees to be individuals with disabilities. Right now, I think they're around 7%. So there is a movement afoot to accomplish this task under the Workforce Innovation Opportunities Act. We did ask for some modifications in the cleaning. The reason being is individuals such as Mary Farnsworth, who's here with me today, who does clean up at the Allegheny Forest and is excited to vacuum your carpet here today. One of the things we want to do is we want to have them here during the day, because the goal is to have them interact with their chronological age peers. By doing it at night, that would not meet the intent of the Workforce Innovation Opportunities Act. So we were able to modify and have you have some discussion with the various departments to see where we could clean during the day and where we could clean at night. What I would call some soft cleaning, which would be quiet cleaning, and then the vacuuming, which is a little bit more noisy, we'll do at various times. So we appreciate that modification. By November, we're hoping to get the supervisor, who will be here with the individuals during the day, to come in and kind of look at things over to make sure the schedule that we have meets the needs of the courthouse. So we'll present that before we get started, so everybody's kind of in agreement as we move forward. But we appreciate the opportunity. We're excited to get moving. Hopefully it's a first step in the community where we'll be in other organizations as well. So thank you.
Very good.
I just wanted to add one quick thing, and that's thank you to Pam Matvey for helping facilitate this, and also a thank you to the directors who have all been incredibly willing to work on this, to discuss it, and to try to move this initiative forward. It's been very nice to see that.
Very good. Well, with that, let's put a motion on the table, and then we'll open up for discussion with commissioners, and if any of the public have comments, we'll take it then. Do I hear a motion to approve the agreement?
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement as presented.
Hear a second?
I'll second it.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. Do either of you have anything to discuss further about the motion? Any public comment? Very well. Then I will call the question. All those in favor of approving the BEI agreement for cleaning services, please state aye.
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 Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. I believe you had asked that we do the National Disability Employment Awareness Month proclamation at this point.
Yep.
Commissioner, would you like to read it?
Sure. Proclamation, National Disability Employment Awareness Month. Whereas workplaces welcoming of the talents of all people, including people with disabilities, are a critical part of efforts to build an inclusive community and a strong economy. In this spirit, the Warren County Commissioners recognize National Disability Employment Awareness Month this October to raise awareness about disability employment issues and celebrate the many and varied contributions of people with disabilities. Activities during this month will reinforce the value and talent people with disabilities add to our workplaces and communities and affirm Warren County's commitment to an inclusive community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Commissioners of Warren County, do hereby proclaim October 2017 as National Disability Employment Awareness Month. In doing so, we call upon employers, schools, and other community organizations in Warren County to observe this month with appropriate programs and activities, and to advance its important message that people with disabilities are equal to the task throughout the year. Adopted this 27th day of September.
Would you like to move to approve it?
I make a motion to approve the proclamation designating October National Disability Employment Awareness Month.
Second.
Thank you very much. Any discussion from the commissioners? Any public comment? Very good. All those in favor of adoption of the proclamation, please state aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda has to do with the fiber connection to our Sheffield 911. Todd, would you like to present?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. We have connectivity to all of our tower sites from the 911 center, and we've been having an issue over the past few years. Things have degraded into our going to our Sheffield tower sites. It's copper lines going to our through Youngsville, Warren into Sheffield, and then it switches from Verizon to Windstream, and then it goes to the fire station and goes by microwave to the tower. So we've got a lot of points of failure. And what's happened is over the years, the copper is getting greener as the years go by. Every time it rains, we have more issues. And each of our vendors said, well, we can get it within 2 decibels. Well, after 3 decibels, it doesn't work. If this vendor says 2 decibels and that says 2, you add the 2 together, you get 4, and now it doesn't work. The tower actually is owned by West PA. It's the old Sheffield TV tower. We have our equipment up on that tower. Their approval or whatever you want to say. But they have fiber that runs from that tower through and all the way to in town in Youngsville. And they are willing to give us a fiber connection at an extremely reduced cost to run static fiber directly and only for us from Youngsville to that Sheffield port for approximately the same price that we're paying Verizon and Windstream together. This has more capabilities of doing other things in the future. There's more bandwidth there that things progress in the future with FirstNet or things like that we possibly have more options. But the problem is there's a disconnect from the village in Youngsville to our 911 center. It's approximately 1 mile that West PA does not have fiber. And they're willing to run that fiber for a one-time cost of $7,500. And that's what I was requesting, that we be able to go into the contract to supply the fiber connection to the tower and put that fiber connection in. It's kind of a mutual agreement because there's old stuff that they can just hook onto, so it's a plus for them and a plus for us. And I've told them that, you know, this is just I had our IT guy, Mr. Gallagher, checked into it, and the $7,500 is a very reasonable price for a mile of stringing fiber and connectivity. He's very on board with this. We need to have better connectivity to our constituents in the southwest portion, southeast portion of the county. And I request that we move forward with West PA.
Any questions on the presentation?
Is $7,500 the total cost?
That's a full cost one time.
Okay. Any other additional costs?
It'd be about $200. It's $250 a month for the fiber connection, and $100 for internet that right now,
We pay that currently,
we
right?
pay about $250 for that, for our copper connection. And we pay Verizon right now $250 for backup internet. So it'd actually be a cost savings of $150 a month in our internet service. And then that's what Mr. Gallagher and I had some discussions with, and then possibly with next year's budget, being able to buy some firewalls and equipment, then we would backfeed a backup internet to the courthouse using West VA, because West VA can get internet from a different direction than what Zito does. So we could it could actually be a boom assisting the courthouse with a backup internet service. But that's something we would need to look at in the 2018 budget to buy a couple of firewalls. That type of stuff. But right now, it would actually be a cost savings, a monthly cost savings of approximately $150 a month.
Okay, and this is out of your EMA budget?
911.
911?
It's the 7,500 is an eligible item out of our 911 funds.
Okay.
Very good. Any other questions? And I would entertain a motion to approve the agreement with West PA.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion from the board? Any public comment? Very well. All those in favor of adoption, please state aye.
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 Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Next would be...
I'm going to let them know.
Get started on it
It's that important
ASAP.
that we need to move forward with this. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Next would be the Proclamation on Domestic Violence Awareness Month. If either of you wanted to read it, you're welcome to. If not, I'll read it. Okay. Whereas domestic violence is a crime that is perpetrated against people of every age, sex, race, and income level. Whereas every 9 seconds in the U.S. a woman is assaulted or beaten. Whereas domestic violence is the leading cause of injury to women, more than car accidents, muggings, and rapes combined. Whereas approximately 15.5 million children are exposed to domestic violence every year. Whereas domestic violence is more than 3 times as likely to occur when couples are experiencing high levels of financial strain. Whereas women, men, and children deserve safe, healthy relationships free of physical, emotional, sexual, and financial abuse. Whereas every day in the United States, more than 3 women are murdered by their husbands or boyfriends. Whereas domestic violence affects the trust, self-esteem, and sense of safety of victims. Whereas victims of domestic violence deserve the support of their families, neighbors, the criminal justice system, and most of all, their community. Therefore, be it resolved, we, the Commissioners of Warren County, proclaim the month of October 2017 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month and urge all citizens to observe this month by becoming aware of the tragedy of domestic violence, supporting those who are working toward its end, and participating in community efforts. Adopted the 27th day of September 2017 by the Warren County Commissioners. Do I hear a motion to approve this proclamation?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion from the board? Any public comment? Hearing none, I would call the question. All those in favor of adoption of the Proclamation on Domestic Violence Awareness Month, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. Thank you. Homeless Assistance Program. Mr. Morrison, would you be able to speak to that since you serve on the EOC board?
I certainly will do that.
Thank you.
We have 2 agreements here in front of us today between Warren Forest Economic Opportunity Council, for which I am a board member, and the Salvation Army in then Warren County, 2 separate agreements. And a little information for our citizens so that they understand what this homeless assistance program is. Families who face eviction or foreclosure in Pennsylvania can get help from this homeless assistance program. It's administered by nonprofits across the state in partnership with the EOC and the Salvation Army, as well as many other various agencies. But in Warren County, these are 2 that we rely upon. Using government grants, there are emergency funds available for paying rent, energy bills, security deposits, and other housing expenses. For those that are currently homeless and seeking a new home, support is offered to them as well, including access to shelters and transitional housing. In addition to financial support, individuals will have access to ongoing case management services. Staff from intake sites will work with clients on identifying their needs and their challenges. This will touch on a number of topics, including budgeting, employment, and credit counseling. The objective here is to solve the underlying cause of why someone became homeless in the first place and why they are facing eviction. Another goal of the case management component of homeless assistance program is to provide clients with the tools and the skills they need to gain stability and end a cycle of homelessness. The EOC does a fantastic job with helping the homeless in our area, and I know that we're fortunate enough to not realize what their needs are. But if you've ever spoken with anyone who has these needs, it's really sad, and there needs to be this type of assistance for these people, and the EOC does a fantastic job, and I'm sure the Salvation Army does as well. I just don't sit on that board to hear firsthand exactly how they go about it. This is a $25,000 grant for EOC. A $30,055 grant that is managed by the EOC. The case management is $25,000 of the grant, and the housing assistance is $5,055, totaling the $30,055. And for the Salvation Army, the case management portion is $12,041. Emergency shelter is $3,080, and housing assistance is $12,882, for their total equaling $28,003.
Very good. Thank you very much. Would you like to move to approve both agreements with EOC and Salvation Army?
I'll move to approve both the agreements between Warren County and EOC, and again, Warren County and the Salvation Army.
I'll second.
Very good. I think it's important to note that this is backdated to September 20th. Any discussion from the commissioners? Public comment? Very well. All those in favor of approving both the Salvation Army agreement and the EOC agreement as presented by Commissioner Morrison, please state aye.
Aye.
Both pass unanimously. Thank you. Agreement with Register and Reporter for your maintenance program. Register and Reporter is here. Would you be able to say just a word?
For our map machine and microfiche.
And it's with Perillo?
Yes.
Normal annual maintenance fee?
Yes, I believe it went up.
Yep.
Possibly $30.
Okay. For $975. Was that the only one? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That's it.
Very good. Do I hear a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Very good. Any public comment or commissioners' comment? All those in favor of the Perillo agreement for $975 for annual maintenance fee, please state aye.
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 Passes unanimously. Thank you. Proclamation celebrating the 95th anniversary of the Ruth M. Smith Center. Did you want to read that?
Yep. So I received a call recently from someone at the Ruth M. Smith Center, and they are having their 95th anniversary on October 7th at 1 o'clock at the Ruth Smith Center. Everyone's invited. The other commissioners are invited. They specifically asked, they wanted the commissioners to attend the celebration. I moved to put a proclamation together because I spent quite a few years in Sheffield and utilized the Ruth Smith Center's services. My son was there in the daycare, and actually his experience there and their guidance, a lot of things that essentially helped us get him eventually diagnosed with autism. So I have a very high regard for the Smith Center. I utilized it as a youth. It's a great organization, great facility. So with that, I will read the proclamation that was written. So celebrating the 95th anniversary of the Ruth M. Smith Center of Sheffield, whereas in 1922 the C.H. Smith family gave their home in Sheffield to the Women's Society of Christian Services of the Methodist Church to serve as a children's orphanage in memory of their daughter Ruth Margaret. And when the need for an orphanage ended in the late 1960s, the facility changed focus to provide treatment for troubled youth. And in 1982, a shift in government support led to the development of the Smith Center's current programs. And the Ruth M. Smith Center's licensed daycare preschool provides quality educational and caregiving resources to area children between the ages of 3 months to kindergarten age. And the Ruth M. Smith Center's personal care facility provides an economical, safe, comfortable, and supportive residential setting for elderly and physically or mentally challenged adults. And the Ruth M. Smith Center offers a variety of recreational opportunities for area residents of all ages. And the Sheffield Area Ecumenical Cooperative Food Pantry is a cooperative effort by several area churches and utilizes the Ruth M. Smith Center for storage and distribution of groceries and basic items for needy families. And the purpose of the Ruth M. Smith Center, a National Mission Institute of the United Methodist Women, is to minister to social, educational, spiritual, and physical needs of dependent children, youth, adults, and families regardless of race, religion, or national origin. And the Ruth M. Smith Center will be celebrating its 95th anniversary on Saturday, October 7th at 1 o'clock at the Smith Center. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Warren County Board of Commissioners hereby wishes the Ruth M. Smith Center and its staff and supporters a joyous 95th anniversary and thanks the organization for its tireless service to the community of Sheffield and the county. Adopted this 27th day of September.
Questions on the proclamation?
I'll make a motion to adopt the proclamation as presented.
Second.
Discussion. You've heard the motion. All those in favor of adoption of the proclamation celebrating the 95th anniversary of the Ruth M. Smith Center, please state aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. I believe you're also the one that authored the Allegheny River Watershed proclamation.
Yeah, so I think it's 2 weeks ago now. I'm having a hard time keeping track. I volunteered a day or an afternoon at the Allegheny River cleanup. It was the first day, I think, and we left from Wildwood Lane and went down the river about 8 miles to Tidiute, and it was a fantastic experience. It's the first year I've had the opportunity to volunteer there. It really opened my eyes to several things. One is that they have done a spectacular job of cleaning the river up. I expected to come out with this huge haul that I was going to feel I was going to really be puffed up with pride. Really had to dig to find stuff. Now, granted, I was a rookie, and there were other people that had their boats filled, maybe a little bit more than I did, but they've done a really fabulous job of cleaning the river. And also, I was amazed the Tidiute Charter School had an entire class there that got in the boats and then went down the river. So I was really impressed with how the river cleanup engendered this sense of service to the community, and caring for the rivers. I mean, just even at a very young age. There were a huge number of kids that were on the river trying to clean things up. That was great. The third thing was I ended up, because it was my first year, I ended up with one other person in my boat, and this guy named Joe from Pittsburgh. And he drove up. He was going to go camping with his family, and he decided to get involved in the river cleanup. And so I rode down, the guy's a database manager from Pittsburgh, and he came up one day just to clean up the river and just check it out. So I felt like it's also kind of this weird ecotourism thing too, where people are traveling from the region in order to support it. So I thought it was a really fantastic thing, so I wanted to write a proclamation in support of the effort. So, and I would make a motion to adopt this proclamation as written. So the proclamation of appreciation to Allegheny River and Watershed cleanup effort. Whereas the 9th annual Allegheny River cleanup took place from Saturday, September 9th until Saturday, September 16th of 2017 and was roundly considered a success. And since 2008, more than 2,900 volunteers have donated almost 24,000 hours and have removed almost 4,500 cubic yards of trash from the watershed. And the effort has removed television sets, microwave ovens, lawn chairs, refrigerators, 55-gallon drums, more than 1,600 tires, and have filled many bags of recyclable metal, plastic, glass, and aluminum. And the organization's efforts were a major contributor to the Conewango Creek being selected as 2015 Pennsylvania River of the Year. And the organization's efforts are a major contribution to the Allegheny River being selected as the 2017 Pennsylvania River of the Year. And the organization has received generous sponsorships and support from a variety of local and national businesses and community organizations, including the WCCBI, the United States Forest Service, the Conewango Creek Watershed Association, Allegheny Outfitters, Northwest Savings Bank, the Army Corps of Engineers, Walmart, WestPA.net, Advanced Disposal, United Refinery Company, Tim Hortons, and Targeted Pet Treats, among others. And the Allegheny River Cleanup Project promotes stewardship of the Allegheny River watershed and highlights how it has been and continues to be an important recreational, ecological, and economic asset to Warren County. And the Allegheny River Cleanup Project offers an opportunity for youth and those interested in the beautification of the county and public service and opportunity to give back to the community. And therefore, be it resolved that due to their compassionate concern and exemplary service, the Warren County Board of Commissioners hereby extends its heartfelt appreciation to the sponsors, supporters, volunteers, and especially the organizers of the Allegheny River Cleanup for their service to the community and wishes them continued success in their future endeavors. Adopted this 27th day of September.
I already heard a motion to adopt the proclamation. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Any public comment? Very well. All those in favor of adoption of the proclamation regarding the Allegheny River and watershed cleanup efforts, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Notice to award bid of the boiler. You may as well present on the jail HVAC at the same time, I suppose.
Yeah. So after evaluation by the county engineer and going through pre-bid meetings and a number of other things, we received bids this week for both the boiler replacement and the jail HVAC equipment replacement. The lowest bidder when it came to the boiler was, which one was it? Scoville. Scoville was the lowest bidder on the boiler at $69,480, which in that particular case is quite a bit lower than we had anticipated. So that was a very good, very fortunate situation. The second was Spader Company bidding on the HVAC, which is going to be in the jail, which is going to be a complete replacement of the HVAC unit that that handles the air in the all the administrative areas of the jail. And the total amount for that was in the 70,000s, but each individual piece was $68,500 for the replacement of the condensing unit and the air handling unit, and then $2,300 for the removal of the existing C1 unit from the roof, and then replacement of the AHU4 heating coil, which is $3,100. And I'm recommending, or I would make a motion that we adopt both bids in order to move forward with these projects and get them completed.
Very good. Your motion, is there a second?
I second that.
Very good. The motion is to approve Scoville's boiler and what was the other one?
Spader.
Spader for the jail HVAC. Any discussion from the commissioners? Any public comment?
I just wanted to add that we're going to be doing a little bit more investigation on the HVAC quote, and a lot of that has to do with it came in quite considerably higher than anticipated, and so we want to see if there are some things that we can do to reduce the cost of that project. Because we just got the bids, we haven't had a chance, and we haven't awarded a bid, we haven't had a chance to engage the bidding companies in order to have a deeper discussion about that.
Very good. Anything more? Then all those in favor of accepting the boiler and jail HVAC bids as presented, please state aye.
Aye.
Both bids are accepted unanimously. Nothing further on the agenda. Do any of the department heads have anything that they wanted to raise at this time? Or any public comment? Very good. Commissioners. Oh, sorry.
Are both of those projects anticipated to start this year?
Yes. The boiler should be finished this year.
Better.
It has to be.
Anything more? Very good, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned at 12:36.